Our top story at this hour is from the United Kingdom, where the sacked Home Secretary of the United Kingdom, Suella Braverman, has launched a rather scathing attack on her former boss, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. Since her sacking, questions have been asked, is this the end of Braverman's political career, or is she vying for a higher office? Let's now break it down for you. Will Braverman be plotting a rebellion within the Conservative Party? The sacked Home Secretary has launched a personal attack on Sunak. In a 3-page letter, Braverman has described the UK Prime Minister as weak, as dishonest. She says he has failed to deliver on promises. There's more. Braverman has a warning. In a scathing letter since her sacking, she says that she will now spearhead a Tory rebellion. Over what? Over the UK government's Rwanda plan. The 5-year trial announced in April last year aims to send asylum seekers to Rwanda to claim asylum there. These migrants could be given refugee status in Rwanda, or they could apply to settle there. Whatever the case, the plan has been criticised by human rights bodies. The Court of Appeal judges in the UK also ruled that Rwanda is not safe for these asylum seekers. Some of the claimants might face persecution. That's the big concern. Since her sacking, experts have wondered what's next for Braverman. Her critics have said she may have plans to run for a higher office. You see, now that she's sacked, Braverman can position herself as a change candidate of sorts in the next election, meaning in the next election, if Sunak's prospects look bad, Braverman could look very appealing. In fact, in her letter, Braverman claims that Sunak agreed to a secret pact to introduce key measures to secure her backing during the Tory leadership contest last year. She says Sunak betrayed his country by failing to deliver. She claims Sunak failed to fulfill his promises on illegal immigration and rising anti-Semitism. The ousted Home Secretary has made her intentions clear, sparking a Tory rebellion. She says under Sunak, the Conservative Party is headed towards a record election defeat. Her blistering attack on Sunak is garnering support from within her party, in fact. So the big question is, what's next for Braverman? And to answer this and a lot more, we are now being joined by Charlotte Littlewood from New Delhi. Charlotte is the head of the UK-India Desk for International Centre for Sustainability. Charlotte, welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you for having me.
Right, this is certainly a very shocking letter, a scathing attack on the UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak from the sacked Home Secretary. How do you view her statements?
I think we first of all have to take Suella Braverman in her context. She has been very outspoken, and many have accused her of engaging in divisive narratives and speaking out in occasions which has actually usurped ministerial code and gone against what she is permitted to do within her station, most recently leading to her dismissal. So there is no surprise that she would write a letter such as this. I think the question really is, how much support does she have, and to what extent is this triggering a vote of no confidence? And I think we've seen only one letter so far issuing a vote of no confidence, and there is no signs of floods of letters to follow. So the strength of her letter is something to question. I think Suella Braverman was pivotal in helping Rishi Sunak come to leadership in the contest against Boris Johnson. And there will be, I'm sure, a lot of truth to the letter. But again, the question will be, to what extent is this supported, and to what extent will this trigger further unrest? I don't think there will be a flood of letters. I don't think we'll be seeing a vote of no confidence here. But I do think she will set herself up as a very sore thorn in Rishi Sunak's side, and will use...
Charlotte, that leads me to my next question. That's a very vital point that you've raised here, that she was pivotal in getting Rishi Sunak to power. What explains this revolt then, and is she actually vying for a higher office?
So the revolt is easily explained in that she has consistently gone beyond what she's permitted to do as Home Secretary, and this shows a weakness, if it wasn't handled in the way Rishi Sunak has handled it, a weakness of the Prime Minister and his leadership. I feel that Rishi Sunak needed to take a heavy hand in this situation. We're in a situation now in the UK in which we saw 3 prime ministerial changes last year and multiple cabinet reshuffles over 5 years. This really doesn't look good for a strong, stable government in the UK. And although this has, of course, triggered another reshuffle, it has shown a strength of leadership. But what we will see is a following of Suella Braverman from the backbenchers that will agitate Rishi Sunak for the months to come ahead of a pending election.
Right, just a final question there very quickly, Charlotte. What's next for Suella Braverman? What do you predict for her in the next few months?
I think she will take the support that she does have, and the support she has both amongst her fellow politicians, but also beyond that as well. I mean, she is the face of a strong Brexit and a conservative right wing, and that does have support, and she will try and rally and create her own future with that. I'm not sure what that will look like, but she will most definitely make efforts to carve a future and higher career out of this, and we will then see really how much this kind of politics, this kind of narrative has support in the UK. We're now seeing the bringing back of David Cameron, who left obviously on the back of Brexit, stepped down from leadership and is now coming back into mainstream politics. So we will see what support he has as well. It'll be very telling.
Right, Charlotte, thank you so much for all your perspective, and thanks for joining us on WION World is One at this hour. WION World is One is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news updates on the move.